exhibition is actually a project exhibition because I was commissioned for a show at Maxi and I had some time to develop it. I was already asked more than a year, I think 2 years ago, to do this exhibition. And then I applied for a residency program in Rome, which is Villa Massimo. And I stayed at Villa Massimo and continued to work with a lot of people here in Rome. So people I worked with together are especially actors and activists from Teatro Valle Occupato, with which I collaborated on one video. People from around Cinecittà, especially the De Angelis family, who did this sculptures for last 90 years, contributing to Italian film history, cinema history. And I made a film depicting this story by showing all the sculptures that were produced for Italian films stored in the workshop of De Angelis, of the De Angelis family, called Cineart. And I made one film with Teatro Valle Occupato, which is called Procession, the cast, which deals with a story in the 1950s at Cinecittà about an incident that happened during the shooting of Ben-Hur, when thousands of extras tried to enter the film studio, claiming their money back because they were tricked by a Christian cinema association. By working together with people from nowadays who are themselves activists and doing these things they do, I wanted to show a possible future maybe, or a possible way to look at history at the same time. Beside the fact that I collaborated with people in Rome, I also already started in Berlin a collaboration with Paolo Caffoni, which is also both a researcher and the editor of the forthcoming catalog for the show. And he introduced me also to Teatro Valle and other people in Rome. And at that time I started already in Berlin a film which is a found footage film about the relationship between actor and sculpture in historical cinema and fiction film. Meaning, a lot of times in films you have actors talking to sculptures, actors who become immobile sculptures themselves, or sculptures that start to live. And so there's a constant struggle, if you want, between the actor who is casted by the director and the sculpture that is being looked at in fictional cinema, like Golem or like other films. The last part of the show contains forms and sculptures which are related to the workshop in Cinecittà by the De Angelis family, showing forms that were used to produce sculptures for cinema, as a possibility also, again, as a possibility to create new material for film, or to show that classical cinema has ended and now we are confronted with a different future, and maybe this material that was once used to produce moving images has now become immobile, and a new future has yet to be found. Part of this room is one sculpture called Doikalion and another Pyrrha, which throws stones behind them, in correlation to a myth of Greek mythology about two persons that survived a big flood while all the other humans were killed, and they were told by an oracle to throw the bones of their Mother Earth behind them, meaning they interpreted this as throwing stones behind them to create new human beings, because out of the stones new humans started to live.